Little Jamaica met with big America. I've tried to follow the meeting. I tried to follow the presentation. Let me say I'm not a politician. I am not dealing with matters politically. I deal with matters from a theological, sociological point of view and look at things that are going on. I was delighted with the presentations from our Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, and from Marco Rubio, American Secretary of State. In my opinion, were good presentations, very good presentations. I am not so much dissecting and analyzing the contents of the presentation as some of the commentaries I noticed they say it was hypocritical, it was false, it was merely presentation. Two things stand out very clearly. There was enough for all of us to make further investigations. Some of the things that were churned out before the meeting by different media people, they tried to explain them. Whether the explanation can be justified or not, but they have given pegs on which we can build, we can observe, and points that in future we can hold America to that, we can hold Jamaica to that, and say, well, that's what you told us, that's what you say would happen, that's what you say we are working towards. And in my opinion, that was very good. That filtered into the second point of observation about the Cuban doctors. Now, I was not indignant. I was not frustrated, but I was greatly concerned about some of the things that were said about Cuban doctors in the past. In some cases, it was placed before us that Trump decide that there should be no Cuban doctors. The idea I get is that the Cuban doctors were placed in some places as forced labor, and they were greatly controlled by their government, pay wise and document wise. Now, Rubio gave a good explanation there. I put a little piece in the chat column. I said, now, if what he says is true, it is very serious, and it needs more investigation. It need more coming from our government. It need more coming from government of other Caribbean states, and so on. If it's a lie, it need big time investigation. Is a serious matter. If the Secretary of State is telling us that it is so when it is not so, it should be investigated. Overall, their presentations were very good. You could follow what they were saying. You could gain ideas for further investigation. One weakness in the whole thing was that there were so few questions allowed. Only 4 questions, as far as I can remember, 4 questions were allowed. Now, that did not say very good, worthwhile things to those around. There were so many reporters, so many analysts there that I think they should be allowed, because some of them are sharp, 100% sharper than I am, and they would be able to pick up on some things and to get them to express certain things. 4 questions, no, that was not enough. The, whatever they were doing, it should be so arranged that those who are able, those who are qualified, those whose job it is to on the spot investigate and ask relevant questions, there should be more of that. But I'm sure the follow up can be there, and the reporters, the journalists, they can do follow-up work, and they can do some of the explanation. Some will explain with their bias, but then we put them all together and we learn what is going on. Strength of the presentations. America and Jamaica, they're friends. Friends. Yes, friends. No, we want to see that friendship. We want to feel that friendship. Yes, they said they would like the friendship to continue and to develop. That's the big point. In that friendship, it must be like the two presenters, Marco Rubio and Andrew Holness, were there. They stood as equals. They stood as a representative of their government. They stood as people who were echoing the sentiments of the people they work with. And in that friendship, there must not be superior big brother dictating to little brother and telling little brother what you do at home, what you do on the international arena. No. Two states, two statesmen, two people looking at each other with dignity, with uprightness, with a desire to see prosperity for this one, that one, this one, that one. Overall, it was good presentation. Seemed to be a good meeting. Fellow stewards, be wise and prosper. Make good observation, and not only to make good observation, but retain that which was presented. And as you go along, whether you be in America, whether you be in Jamaica, whether you be in the United Kingdom, wherever you are, analyze them carefully. I told you some 60 years ago, yes, I'm an old man around for quite a long while. Thank God. It's given me strength and given me a mind to continue. Sometimes when I listen to some people talking about the early Bustamante and Manley years, I'm a little grieved because they haven't done any research. And those of us who lived through those years, we don't have to go and research in books. We were living through what was happening then, and we are able to tell the story. Yes, we must observe what is going on in the political world around us, in the friendship world, in the religious world, and we must retain what is told to us and we must compare them with what is happening to us. Thank you for viewing. Please subscribe and let's develop some more as good stewards. Have a blessed day.